Hey guys, how's it going? Michael here. I just wanted to do a quick guide, and I don't know how edited this is going to be, so bear with me please, I haven't made a video in a while. I think I'm just going to do a live commentary on how I safe spot Barrows. Now, I'm doing this with no gear just to show you how it's done, because gear really doesn't matter here. I'm just going to show you how to safe spot the melee brothers, while you can worry yourself about how you're going to do the Aram or Carols. What I did is I skipped them originally until I got my prayer up, and then I just used my prayer for them. But other than that, let me just show you how to safe spot the melee brothers. Now, I'm starting off at Torag, and Torag and Varrock are very similar. They have the same exact style, so just make sure you keep that in mind. Separate Guthans and Darroch and Torag and Varrock into the same group, or in their own groups, because respectively. And we're going to explain why in a minute. But first of all, we're going to start off at Torag. Now, we're taking Ivan's Blast here, and it's just a little bit, it's just pretty good, and I don't know if you really should be doing Barrows with any other staff until you get maybe a Trident. So, how we do this is you can't auto-cast, because if you auto-cast, your game takes one extra tick, and you don't want to use that extra tick because you're going to get hit. Now, I would explain that, but I have no gear. I don't want to show you guys me getting hit. But yeah, you do get hit if you do use auto cast, so keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this really fast, and then I'm going to slow down and maybe give you a really quick, maybe a little bit of an explanation. So, oops, I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself on my first click. So let me safe spot him. Now what you're trying to do here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get him stuck either on this side or this side. Now that's why I say Varrock and Torag are different, is because they're the only brothers that you can do that, while the Darroch and Guthans can only get trapped on the other side, or in one specific side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here, and I'm just going to show you me doing this really fast. Now what I usually do is bring Graceful just so you can keep your run energy up, but I'm also going to show you at the end a method on being able to do this without any run energy at all. So stay tuned for that. So as you can see here, it's working out, right? Now let me show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to try to just call out what keys I'm pressing, and maybe I can explain the myth or the the science behind it. So you're going to cast Ivan's Blast on Torag, then I'm going to hold down Control, and then I'm going to click on this tile. As you can see here, I don't have run energy on, and you're wondering how am I running, right? So I'm running specifically just because I have my Control held down, and go ahead and try this out, because it's a pretty cool, sweet mechanic. Anyways, so the reason why you want to do this is because obviously if you have your run enabled, and you're running at the or if you have your run enabled and you use Ivan's Blast or a spell, it's going to run about 3 tiles down, and the melee brothers is going to hit you in time. So you just want to make sure your run is off when you're casting the spell, and then you want to run whenever you're running away, obviously. So let me explain that. So I don't have Control held down. I click, I hold down Control, and then I click over here. So I click on this tile, I get him trapped, and then I'm going to do that again. Then we're going to go to Varrock real quick. I'm going to explain it to Varrock. So Torag and Varrock on the same side, they're on the west side, so that's how you can memorize it easily. Darroch and then Guthans respectively. I do that in that order. I recommend everyone does it in that order in my opinion, but we're just going to jump into Varrock here, get him trapped real quick. Trapping them initially is honestly probably the hardest part about this, because you can get hit once, because I'm lazy, I don't really know exactly how to make it so you can manipulate the spawns. Anyways, Varrock and Torag are very similar, so once again, I'm going to show you, same thing works. You can do this without any sort of supplies, as long as you have runes and a staff. So it's really nice. You can do this at very low, very low levels. I did this at level 60, like I said, with just a few lobsters. Obviously, I recommend getting a kill count in the tunnels so you get the max loot, but if you're just going for the Barrows pieces, this is definitely a good idea. So once again, I'm going to cast Ivan's Blast. Don't have Control held down. Hold it Control down now. Click over here, and I run all the way over here. So Control is not held down. Ivan Blast. Control down. Left click. So maybe I could put like a graphic on screen exactly about what keys to press in that order. And I like to spam left click just because that's just what I do. Alright, so once again, I'm just getting a little too ahead of myself. Let me get back there. Alright. So we're gonna click, the reason we click on this tile, and we click on this tile, and then this tile. And those are just the safe spot tiles. Or like the tiles you need to click to get them in the safe spot. Now the real part to this guide gets into the Derek and the Varric, or Derek and the Guthans, excuse me. That's where it gets kind of tricky, but I'm going to show you here how to do Derek here. I'm going to try to show you how to do Guthans as well without any run energy, so I'm going to have to waste my run energy because I want to show you how to do it with without any run at all. So hopefully I don't get two shot here, or one shot. I'm going to open this. I have 27 health, but I'm not stressing. Now, I can't make a mistake here, so I got to make sure I'm paying attention a little bit, but the way you do Guthans and Derek is you can only trap them on the long side here, and then you can only cast your spell here on these corners. Now you might be wondering, why is it so that that you would assume that the shorter side that you're casting would make it so you can get hit, but I don't know exactly the science behind it, but the 3 tiles on the long side actually make you get hit. I don't know if it's just the way your player is casting the spell. I assume that's what it is when your player is trying to cast a spell far away, but I don't know the science behind it, but just hear me out and you gotta believe me on this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click him, and then instead of running right here, I'm gonna have to run right here. I'm gonna have to skip one. I have to skip one of those tiles. But you can't immediately click here. You can't click him and then click here. You can't cast a spell and then click here, specifically because you're gonna run and take the shortest path there, and you don't want to take the shortest path because then obviously Derek's right here. So let me show you my show you what I do. So I'm gonna do this, hold down left control like I did before, and then just run all the way over here. And then we just did a loop-de-loop, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing. So as you can see, this works, and it's kind of interesting. Now I know one other method. Now just to show you that you can get hit doing this, but there is technically a way of doing it. If you do run over here on accident, you're not paying attention, there is a way of not getting hit. I don't know how it works, but I found this out when I was making my previous recording that failed. So watch, I'm gonna kill Derek. I'm gonna hit Derek, click over here, and you're going to have run energy for that one. So that's why I don't like that method, because obviously it's sketchy, and I prefer just to stay as far away from this guy as possible. But it's really nice because you do stay on one side, and you don't have to keep rotating your camera. But you're just going to keep doing this. Obviously Derek is like the brother that people really are worried about. But the reason why I like this method is because you don't use any prayer potions. And so it's so, like, you could do this at any level possible. Now, I'm going to have to maybe cut the video here. I'm going to make sure my run energy is about 0 whenever I'm doing this, just so I can show you how it's done. Alright, now that our run is out, we're going to go ahead and dig into Guthans here. I'm going to show you how I safe spot him. So, you're just going to click here. Now, the hardest part about having no run energy is honestly trapping him the first time. But as you can see, I got it right there. Now, as once I said, Guthans is just like Derek, so I'm going to do the same method. And the reason why this works is because I'm getting, by the time I'm clicking, right, I have 0 run here. By the time I click, by the time I click, I get that 1 run energy that's going to push me to get him over here. Now, the reason why, obviously, you don't want to just do bears without run is because if you mess up at all, you could get hit by having no run energy. So, you could do this at a very low agility. My agility is pretty high, so my run, it comes up pretty fast. But as you can see here, you run for the long part, and then you can just walk out the short part. And it's just, I don't know, it kind of works out in the end. It's just one of those things. But it's just it's a little tip I wanted to show you guys, because if you ever run out of run energy because you have low agility or you don't have graceful, it's actually possible to do this. Now, the reason obviously I do Guthans last is because if you do make a mistake and get hit, it's not the end of the world. But if you get one shot at Derek, that's also not really fun either. So let me just show you him killing. Let me show you me killing him. Let's see here. So yeah, it's the same methodology. So cast, then hold down control, left click, and left click, and then get around to the other side. So yeah, that's how you safe spot the brothers inside the tunnel, or sorry, outside the tunnel. Maybe if you guys want, because I know this guy's running pretty long already, I might make another video on how to safe spot the brothers in the tunnels as well as around the chest to get your piece. But I think this is the part that most people do get confused on, so I just wanted to show you guys that. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you appreciated it, and let me know if there was any criticism or anything you guys want to let me know about this little guide. I didn't really put too much editing into it, so just let me know how to, at least if it's helpful or not. Alright, take care you guys.